We are Geekcentric, and you can be too. Love ya. Laters. Bye. Get home safe, guys. Peace. Welcome to the Geekcentric podcast, and welcome to our special Behind the Geeks episode for FAN EXPO Canada 2026. My name is Nate, and if you're joining us for the first time, well, we are Geekcentric, a podcast celebrating the world of movies, TV shows, video games, and all things Geekcentric. And today, we're joined by a legend who has already become the very best, like no one ever was. That's right, we're talking to Sarah Natochenny, who you may know as Alia Mikhailovna Kujo in Alia Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian, or maybe as Mila Masaryk / Unicorn in Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, but most likely you know her as the 10-year-old who, over the course of the 17 years in which she voiced him, never grew up. That's right. We're talking to the voice of Ash Ketchum to discuss the Pokemon's 30th anniversary, Ash's final episode. Sarah also talks about what it was like to step into the role in this interview. She also talks about how a certain Pokemon gave her asthma for a year, as well as some of her favorite fan interactions from all the different conventions that she's attended. A huge thanks, as always, to all the wonderful folks at FAN EXPO Canada and Touchwood PR for giving us the opportunity to chat with super talented folks like Sarah. It's wild to me that I've now had the pleasure of chatting with both English voice actors, Veronica Taylor and Sarah Natochenny, for, just about a character that means so much to me and has meant so much to so many people. Pokemon, like we discussed in this interview, is just something that has found its way into, the everyday lives of so many people, into my everyday life, and I would not have it any other way. If you're listening to this, if you're listening to this on the day it drops, well, there's still time to visit Sarah at her booth at FAN EXPO Canada 2026, which is running all this weekend from August 27th to the 30th. Sarah is going to be at her booth on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the weekend. If you enjoy this interview and maybe you want to see our smiling faces as we geek out about the Masters 8 tournament and Ash's final episodes, be sure to check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/geekcentric, where you can also find some of our other interviews, like our other most recent interview with Coyote vs. Acme stars Will Forte and Lana Condor to discuss the long-awaited comedy and its remarkable journey to the big screen. Coyote vs. Acme is dope. Please go support that movie. Go see it in theaters. Be sure to follow our socials to see what else we're getting up to on Twitter at GeekcentricYT and on Instagram and TikTok at We Are Geekcentric. We're probably off right now enjoying FAN EXPO Canada this weekend. So if you are at the con and you're listening to this and you want to say hi, please do so. We would love to see you. We'd love to chat about what you've been geeking out over lately. And if you can't attend FAN EXPO Canada, that's totally fine. We got your back. We're going to be sharing our experience on our Instagram in stories, and we will have some videos out and definitely a recap episode out soon after the weekend. But with all that out of the way, please enjoy our interview with Sarah Natochenny. Hey, Sarah, thanks so much for joining me on the Geekcentric podcast. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you? What's your name? I'm so sorry.
Oh, Nate.
Nate. Good. Excellent.
Yeah. Sarah, how's it already been 30 years of Pokemon? I mean,
Time really flies. It reminds me of my aging self.
I was going to say, do you feel old? I feel old.
No, I don't feel old. The number is like, oh wow, that's a long time, I guess. But then you think about it in the scope of all time, and you're like, oh, it's not that long.
Yeah.
And the way you feel,
And if you're having fun along the way,
I'm having fun. I don't feel any different. We just discovered that we're about 4 times the age of a kid that is hanging out with me right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weirder than being like, oh, Pokemon's 30 years old.
It's crazy. But I mean, we were both born into a world without Pokemon. Like, Pokemon didn't exist when we were born, and now to think of life without Pokemon.
Can't imagine it.
I can't imagine it.
And I
Yeah.
hopefully no one will ever have to.
Sarah, it's a pleasure to get to chat with you. I have to admit something that I'm a little ashamed to admit as such a big Pokemon fan. But it wasn't up until yesterday,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen the Masters 8 tournament and Ash's final episode. And if I look like I've got red eyes, it's because I've been tearing up in the last few hours watching it. And
I'm sorry.
no, it was fantastic. When the OG theme kicks in,
I know.
come on. Are you
I
kidding
did
me?
not know that was going to happen. I saw it along with the world. I was like, what? Because you never see the final. Anytime you're acting, you never see the final product until it airs, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was an amazing surprise.
It was so good. What a fantastic series of episodes. Thank you so much for being a part of them, I guess. As I said, it is a pleasure to now have had the opportunity to get to chat with you, but also to chat with another incredibly talented woman who voiced Ash Ketchum, Veronica Taylor. And, when I got to meet her and she said my name for the first time, that was the most surreal thing in Ash's voice specifically. Yeah. It was the most surreal thing, and it's a moment that will live with me for the rest of eternity. I have to ask you, going all the way back to the start, you grew up watching this show, and then you became Ash. So it's got to be like 50 times more surreal for you. What was that like? And specifically, I want to know, because you've talked about it before, but who was the first person to actually get excited with you that you were Ash Ketchum?
No one's ever asked me that.
Great. Because I think you've talked about the fact that like your family was like, whatever.
No, they weren't whatever.
Oh, okay.
It's generally whatever. That's a general. It had nothing to do with Pokemon.
Okay.
I come from a Russian family, and we don't get excited quite as the Americans do. I'm from America. I was born and raised here, so I've learned the ways of the Americans. And I do generally get excited, but yeah, we're just like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Wait, is it like the good? Is it a good show? We care more about like how good something is than how much it pays or like how famous it'll make you. We don't care about anything. We're just like, is this going to contribute to society in some real way?
Yeah.
And it does, and it really does. If I could veer off for a second, like. Mm-hmm. I ask so many fans that I meet who tell me I grew up with Pokemon. I was obsessed with it. It's my big show, my big obsession show. And I'm like, what became of you? What do you do now? And almost every time it's an engineer, it's a doctor, it's a veterinarian, it's a marine biologist. It's like a computer scientist. Like these folks are all like super higher education, like making something of themselves, building, figuring things out, solving puzzles, caring about nature. So what we do here really does matter.
Yeah.
Way that I'm starting to understand more and more as I talk to people about it.
Yeah.
But your original question was
was there any, who was the first person to get stoked that you were Ash Ketchum?
Probably my mom.
Yeah?
Mom, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, like who else would I call? Tell about this. Yeah, it's so sad.
Yeah.
My best friend at the time told me I prepared the role with her.
Yeah.
You gotta help me. I gotta get this right. And she was like, you're never gonna get it. Oh. I don't know if she was the first person I ran to when I did get it. Probably not.
Yeah.
Or if I did, I probably was like, ha ha! Look at me.
Fantastic.
Succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you voiced Ash for 17 years. And I'm sure he gave so much to you. And is, kind of given a lot to your life. What's one of the number one things that he sort of gave to you? And then what's something that you're most proud of that you were able to give back to Ash?
Oh, good question. What he gave to me was the understanding that I am actually an extrovert and I am really outgoing and I'm really adventurous and I want to travel all the time and I don't want to just like be on my couch watching TV all the time.
Right.
Or like playing like gotcha phone games. I was doing quite a bit. They weren't gotcha. They're like Angry Birds. That wasn't gotcha, right?
Okay. No. Eventually, maybe, but not right away.
It became, but in that time frame, I was really obsessed with like Super Monsters Ate My Condo.
Okay. Yeah. Back in our day.
Yeah, back in the old days. Um, so yes, he did teach me that. He taught me to come out of my shell and like just live, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and what I gave back to him, gave him a voice, and
Yeah.
it's fair trade.
It's a pretty fair trade for sure.
I
And,
didn't give him anything else. I don't write on the show, so I didn't give him anything else. But I gave him, you know, I injected some, some of my soul into him, and he into mine, and
yeah.
together we became. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can hear it for sure. You can, I think,
Last
you know,
episodes, you can hear it. That's all me. Just crying.
yeah, absolutely. 100%.
My best work, probably.
And screaming
Yeah.
and yelling alongside Pikachu as he powers up. I want to kind of talk about the ashisms
Yeah.
of it. What were some of your favorite ashisms, and are there any ashisms that you have accidentally found yourself taking on in your daily life?
Oh, well, Nate, I choose you.
That's two. Okay.
That's the ashism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that.
Yeah. I love that.
Science is so amazing is one of his like big. I think it was in Alola that he took that on.
Hmm.
Started saying it nonstop. Yeah, I would say those are the main two. That
Yeah.
were my time. Back in the old days, he was a little spunkier.
Yeah.
They're ashisms, but they weren't mine. They were the ones I grew up with. They're why I am the way I am.
Right. Very cool.
Uh,
Now, you voiced more than just Ash on the show. You voiced his mom, Delia, as well as way too many Pokemon to count on any number of digits. I wanted never too many. I wanted to ask, is there a specific Pokemon that you initially were stoked to be able to do the voice or get to do the voice of, and then after a moment in the booth, you're like, oh no, what have I done?
Oh, Wingull. You know the
Oh
story.
yeah.
You must know the story.
I think, is it a breathing in sound?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
a
you've talked
breathing in
about.
problem. Yeah, I took on Wingull, and he was like Wingull, and I developed asthma from a cold for
No.
a year. I had
Oh my.
asthma, and I still carry the inhaler because I'm like, what if it comes back?
Yeah.
But it did go away. For anyone curious, it can go away.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I literally like I didn't have the something injured, inflammation.
Yeah. That's something that Wingle gave to you. There you
Yeah,
go.
Wingull
There you
gives
go.
you permission to speak out the way you're meant to.
That's it. That's it. I love that. Now we're chatting because of Fan Expo Canada happening this weekend. Very exciting. You've been quite a few times to many different fan expos, I'm sure. And I wanted to ask: is there a fan interaction that has stuck with you the most, and then continues to fuel you to this day?
Oh, several,
Yeah.
several. One of my, it's a hard question because there are like five kids that come to mind. It's all kids. There's one adult in New York. His name is Jamal. I just saw him. There was a kid yesterday. I was at Anime NYC, who I met, who is one of my favorite things. It's dark to say, but the most rewarding thing about what I do is to hear this from a 15-year-old who has cancer, who's had cancer since 2019, and he's like, "Hi." He was so chipper. He's like, your show like got me through chemo, and I'm like, that's
Wow.
awesome. And we just had this really chipper fun conversation. I'm like, what kind do you have? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why do you need it? Or are you going to get better? And he's like, I am. I'm getting the targeted gene therapy.
Hmm.
It's a new treatment, and he's like doing great. So, and he showed me his scar, and I'm like, dude, you're awesome. And like, of course,
Wow.
tear up, even though the conversation is just like, yeah, man, I'm getting through this.
Yeah.
Like, because how else do you get through? I'm sure everybody gets through it differently, but I really enjoyed that conversation. And then there's a little girl in Washington who came to see me several times, and she just hung out at my table and played with her dolls all day. And I just let it happen, and she met all the people that would come by, and she was just my little buddy for
That's the
several.
best.
She's great.
It's the best.
She comes visit me several conventions on the West Coast. Yeah, yeah.
That's the best. That's the best that you just get to. It's a generational thing, and so many different age groups and different walks of life and different people in different parts of their lives are impacted by what you've done as Ash Ketchum. Is just come on.
they're watching us in bunkers in like some of the most terrifying places on earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So it's really amazing.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I wanted to just ask one more thing as we wrap, just because I'm kind of interested. So I was watching the Masters 8 tournament, and I noticed there was an option for languages, and I was like, let's see what some of these other languages might sound like. I wanted, oh yeah, there's in like tons of different languages.
Oh, I know some
Oh,
of the actors.
okay, sweet. So that's what I wanted to ask you. Being Russian, have you
Yeah.
watched Ash in Russian, and what do you think of Ash in Russian?
I'm embarrassed to say I haven't. I didn't know we had access to that. I've never. I looked it up years ago and I couldn't
Yeah.
find it, and I haven't tried since. So we can see it.
You can. I was listening to it just a few hours ago. Larissa
Yeah.
Nekapolova.
I
I
don't
want to say.
remember. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
Check it out.
I'm sure she's incredible.
She's.
She's a native Russian. Like I'm sure she sounds amazing.
It was great. It was great, and hearing all the different Pokemon in kind of different ways, and yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really cool. Yeah, I hung out with the German voice, Felix Meyer, and when I was in Germany. He's awesome. And
Yeah.
in Mexico, the Spanish voice, Mike Leal, he's also a man. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great.
Awesome. Well, listen, Sarah, I could talk to you for much longer, but we have to wrap up, unfortunately. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. Again, as we've just been talking, like Ash Ketchum is so special to so many people, and as we've been talking about, you've brought so much joy and hope to everyone who joined him on his journey. So thank you so much for your time, for your contributions to this legacy, and I'm just excited to see what the next legacy is for you, Sarah. I'm excited to see what you got coming up next.
Me too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Me too. Thank you.
Cheers.